friends. Today finally spring has arrived, and I think that it's the perfect occasion to share with you my preferred method to hang the pots and to cook on the fire, to boil the water and to make a stand for your cooking system. So stay tuned, and eventually if you want, sorry for my breath because it's a bit steep, this part of the trail. Anyway, as I was saying, if you want, you can add some comment below and share with us your experience. Eventually teach us something that we missed, or something that we do in a different way from you. So stay tuned and let's enjoy this day out together. First of all, it's important to understand that for those of you that don't have the experience in the wild, in the cooking in the wild, it's important to understand that it's not the same as cooking on your kitchen. The fire is unstable, and cooking on it is not like cooking on the gas. The flame is really intense in a certain moment, then the wind can change, and maybe the flame is in the opposite direction. So cooking in the wild is not the same, as I said. The first method that I want to show you is the most basic and simple that you have seen me use many times, almost every day out. You just take a big log like this. Suppose that you have to make the fire right here. Just take another stick with a V like this, make a point the other side. Now you just stick it in the ground like this, and that's it, guys. Here you have the fire, just the height and the angle of it, just moving the log, the big log. And also you can cut this log, longer log, shorter, and it will gain in height. You can just hang your pot on this longer log, or eventually you can use another stick, as I will show you in a moment. Now you just take a stick with a V like this. You can also use your saw to make the V notch. See? I said this is a really basic pot hanger, and many of you already knows perfectly well this stuff. Use it to hang your pot like this. And down here you have the fire. You can adjust the height in with cutting this of the right height, or eventually, as I said, you cut the longer log, and this will rise a bit, and you will have this of the right height. This is another type of pot hanger. To do that, to do this, you need 4 V of the same length and 3 sticks, straight sticks, like this. You can make of different sizes. This is just for a teapot. If you need for a bigger pot, you need a bigger sizes. This is really a simple pot hanger, but also effective. And I use it when I'm just wandering around with my teapot, especially in summer. You make a point at the end of the stick. Then you just stick it in the ground, and the first version is when you put the fire in the middle, and you just use the stick, the straight stick, like this. You can also put it, make it higher, and make something to hang something with a V-notch to hang the teapot here. But in this case, when you use small sticks like this, for me this is the easier solution, like this. You see, you just find the right distance when you want to put the fire. Also, if you want to use it with hobo stove, it's perfect. You just need to adjust the height of these V sticks, and that's all. In the case you want to use 4 of them, as I was saying, you just put the other 2 here and here. Of course, there must be a stone in this place, but anyway, we'll understand the concept. In this case, you have 4 of them, a stick in the middle, and this is the system. This way you can adjust the pot according to the fire. You see, and also in this direction. As I said, according to the plate you want and the pot you want to use on this pot hanger, you have to size the sticks. Bigger sticks can handle bigger work. This could be used if you use bigger sticks, and also green sticks. You can also make them these 2 near and put the pot on them, and put the cooking pan like this with the fire under it, and cook it according that these 2 horizontal are bigger, and especially if they are green, you can cook it without burning them. You can also put a stick if you want. You can cook a stick if you put them really near the ashes and the coals. You can cook a stick on them. You put 2 or eventually 3 of them and cook a stick on them. Eventually you can also put them in a triangular configuration like this. Here guys, you have another type of pot hanger. It's a simple tripod configuration. You can do it with three pieces of logs, and you can make it with a piece of paracord wrapped around them like this. But I usually prefer to bring with me always a piece of metal wire, because that way I can, you see, put, as you can see, I can put that metal wire, the end of the metal wire down towards the fire pit, and use it as to hang my pot. You can always take a good stick and use it as a pot hanger, but anyway, this is even simpler. The tripod pot hanger is the most famous, I guess, type, and it's used for many different jobs. You can use it to cook, you can use it to sit down if you want, if you just make it a bit higher and put a stick between two of them, big stick, and then you can sit on it. I've used it many times, and for different situations you can use it the tripod configuration. It's you can use it wherever you want, on a rocky ground, or if it's not even, the ground is not flat. So it's really easy to use, really dependable. Just take a piece of paracord or metal wire. That's the only cons that I find in this system, because you have to bring with you a piece of paracord, but then again you always do that, so not a big deal anyway. Then you have this other pot hanger that I don't use it very often, but could be useful sometimes. You just put a stick inside the ground, make a point and put a stick inside the ground. Then you make 2V stick. You take a 2V stick like this, but one in this direction and the other in the opposite direction. And what you want to do is this. So what you can do is to put a piece of paracord, or if you take with you a piece of metal wire like me, I always do that. You can put it around like this. But I repeat, you can use it paracord with no problems. And you see, what you want, the good things of this is that you can just take it wherever you want. You see. I feel too much snow inside the teapot. Anyway, you understand the other good thing about this is that you can adjust the height, you see. You want to put it down, you just lower it. As I said, I don't use it very much because I don't know why, but it's really useful if you start to understand the method. As you can see, one goes in one direction and the other in the opposite. And here is a piece of wire, metal wire, or a piece of paracord. It's best the metal wire because even if it's not on the fire, could take fire the paracord. Another simple way to hang your pot when you are in the run or you just want to boil some water, you just grab a stick like this and cut it right here. Get rid of the branches. Then you want to have a V like this, and almost straight part like this. You can cut it here. And make a point on it. This is really a simple one, but I usually use it when I'm in the run and don't want to waste too much time. Then you choose a good height like this. For me it's good enough. You break it this. Then you make a V-notch like on the outer side, opposite side of the straight part. Just a simple V-notch, nothing fancy. It has just to hang your teapot full of water. You stick it in the ground like this. Put the teapot right here and the fire under it. You can use also your robo stove. You see, it's really simple but also effective. You can use it especially with a hobo stove, is really practical when you are in summer and you don't want to burn all the forest around. It's perfect. Another one that is important at least to mention is the trapper fire. You can use it whenever you want. I've used it dozens of times, and I always rely on it, especially in when I don't want to build too much stuff and I am in a hurry. It's really perfect. You just take 2 big logs. These are even too small, but just for the sake of demonstration are good enough. And you put them on the ground on a V configuration like this. As you can see, you put them in a V configuration, these 2 logs. You can also dig inside this area and start your fire in this place and put your pot or teapot on them, and the fire will spread and start to burn also these 2 logs, which will provide the heat needed to boil the water or eventually also to cook. I've used this configuration, this method many times with a cooking pan to cook some eggs or rice, stuff like that. You have seen it in other videos, and it's really a good method to make a fire on the run. Also, you are well protected from the wind. You can also put a good barrier outside to protect it from the wind, and especially during summer it's good because you can avoid the danger of accidental fires, because it's difficult that it spread too much, and also you can keep it really low. Really, as I said, you can dig inside here and keep it really low, and it will be a small fire. You won't have any problem for accidental fires, and also to burn the roots. If you keep a small fire, the heat inside won't be too much to damage the roots of the plants, and so you won't have internal fires inside the ground. So it's a good method, and it's good to learn it, to use it and make some experience on it. I use it many times. Also in winter, when there is much snow, you can just put these 2 logs, big logs, bigger than these, on the snow, and start the fire on it in the middle, and it will have good enough heat to boil your water. The last one that I want to show you, my friends, is a method that I don't use very often, but can be useful for some of you, so I want to show you anyway. You take a long piece of wood, and just cut it in 3 parts. 3 pieces like this. Now that you have 3 pieces like this, you make a point to each of them with your axe. You can also use smaller pieces, but the bigger it is, the better. So as I said, you make a point to them. Now that you have 3 pointed stick like this, you just try to find a decent flat spot, and then you just put the 3 of them pointing to each other, so you can just put the fire, the small fire of course, in the middle, and then you, or eventually even better, you can use them with your hobo stove like this, and you just start your hobo stove and put your pot, or even better, your cooking pan over it, like this. You see, this is the system. In the middle you make a small fire, or as I said, the hobo stove, and up here you can put the cooking pan or the pot. It's not really a pot hanger, but more a pot stand. But anyway, you can use it with, especially as I said, with the hobo stove and the cooking pan, because the hobo stove is the fire is contained, so you won't have any problem with the fire in the sides of the logs. It's just up here, and it's easier. Also, if you have this, you can build a fence around it with sticks, or with a small stainless steel shield, and have shielded against the wind. It's a really efficient system. And so, my friends, I hope that this video will be of some help for, especially for those of you that are starting this activity and like to cook in the wild, stay outside, especially in this moment. It's important to learn how to enjoy the wood and stay well with the nature. So I hope this video will be of some help, some good tips that you can use it. And also, as I said, if someone of you has other method that I didn't mention in the video, I would really like to know them, and maybe to learn something new. And it's really important, and it's also these videos are all about this, learn from each other. So thank you for your time, and I want just also to add that you can also reach me on the Instagram if you want, and it's another way to keep in touch. So be safe, and we will see in the next video. Bye bye, my friends.